Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4000 Week Rex India. Let us continue on from where we last left off. Well. I want to take Tehran. Basically, that's what I want to do today. But we have no supplies, which is a bit of a shame. Actually, can I boost you guys up? Does that do anything for the supply hub? Controlled by the Constitutional Government of Iran. Supply bottleneck is at the capital, 6.8. Naval bottlenecks. Convoys needed 0 to 4. I'm guessing because we don't really get good supplies via boat. Which is a shame, because I would love some more boats. But I guess because we're getting supplies from the constitutional government. Do you have boats? Fleet count 0. But I don't think that includes convoys, does it? We get no convoys. If I theoretically gave you, I don't know if this works this way, or if I'm being silly. If I gave you a one-time shipment of like 5 convoys, these are Pakistani convoys as well. If I just give you 5 of these, will that help you, or does that do nothing at all? Honestly, I'm not too sure. Port Weapons 2 is finished. It's 54 now. Anti-tank we don't really use too much. Infantry fighting vehicle. I mean, are we using any of these? Like, what are you using right now for motor divisions? You're using motorized and light tanks. So if we can upgrade the light tanks, maybe that would be nice for us. So the advanced light tank is actually considered an infantry fighting vehicle, which goes to the 50s IFV. We got a research bonus. So you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. Assuming this works how I think it works. Because is it not? Let me see. Okay, let's go back here for a second. And locks the IFV. Because right now you're the light tank. You're not the light tank. You're the APC. You're a different thing. So maybe the IFVs will not be considered an upgrade for the light tank. Is the light tank just garbage and we'll never use it again in our entire lives? I mean, it's possible, I guess. Can we like sneak around and take Tehran? Is that an option for us? I'm not too sure. Oh, so when do you actually get to this? Next delivery is in 19 days. So what if we wait to 19 days? We'll give you 5... I guess you have no guns either, huh? We give you 5 convoys. Could give you guns as well. Because we're running on 2 out of this. Oh, we can send air volunteers, but I don't know if you have an airport. No, you have some airports way back here. So you know what? I'm going to send you 2 air volunteers. Because at the bare minimum, that also allows us to actually look at the... They have 1 plane. At least allows us to look. Your fighters, close air support. Let's send in these 2 lads. Because I don't think do we have any other planes? Range 700 kilometers, 540. God, they're fucking got dog shit. Okay, we'll send you here. Have you fly over Iran. Give us some superiority. Because where do you fly? I mean, you're flying where I needed to go. So, I mean, that's good. You have 200 and now. Yeah, you're in full range of everything in Iran. Doesn't give us any supplies, but that's fine. Unfortunately, tragedy has struck Paragoriaj in Uttar Pradesh following mass crowd gatherings at the Prayag Kumbh Mela Hindu pilgrimage. An unexpected crowd surge caused in part by a large number of politicians being present had led to a tragic crowd crash. The total number of fatalities are still being counted, and perhaps upward of 800 people being killed and thousands injured. Questions will be asked about the crowd control failures, but for now, the nation is in collective mourning. I've got to say, like, a crowd crush, it's got to be, like, the worst way to die, right? Like, it just sounds really, really scary to be crushed to death. Like, I don't even think that, like, a crowd crush isn't even being, like, trampled on. It's like when there's so many people in a small area that your chest doesn't have room to expand in order to, like, pull air into your lungs. Like, you just suffocate standing upright. Like, that's fucked. Like, it's insane. But, we'll arm the State Congress. I mean, you're at negative 0.75. I don't know what we need. Because it's leaning. I don't know if it's, like, a coin flip or, what? Oh, the Americans have just gone to war with Germany. The TA Nazi War. It seems like recent events have led to what many saw coming for years. War has broken out between the 2 great powers of our time, the United States and her Toronto Accord allies, and Nazi Germany. A special report that must have been prepared long ago just for this occasion has been released, releasing details of Nazi crimes against humanity on a vast scale, as well as listing every illegal invasion committed by the German state. As everyone expected, the German government has refused to submit to any kind of oversight for its crimes. It has demanded the Western powers and Toronto Core nations are preparing for war. The United States in particular, a giant that has been arrested and prepared since the end of the war with Japan, seems poised to dramatically enter the European fray. Who is in the Toronto Accord? Norway, the British. They don't actually have any land forces. So actually, are they going to have like a Chinese-style united front? I'm honestly not sure. Ceasefire in Switzerland. The Swiss have won their independence. Swiss government has been restored. Congratulations to them. Oh god. Are we going to get that every single day? No, okay. Just 3. A decision made by the Security Council, the future plans of post-Nazi reconstruction in Germany has been handed to the dedicated United Nations Commission. Named the United Nations German Confederation Union, the UNGCU Commission, members of this commission are tasked with the duty of planning to employ complete denazification of all Germans. According to preliminary plans, the notion of United Germany is most likely to be reduced to a German Confederation concept, in an effort to minimize the German nationalism within bureaucratic overheads. Well, that is fine. It doesn't mean that Germany and Britain are no longer actually sending troops to, hey, look, it actually got supplies. My plan actually fucking worked. Okay, cool. So, I mean, that's such a weird spot, because, again, Germany's still fighting amongst itself. But now they got to worry about the Americans coming along, and the British and the Norwegians as well. Planning all of their little shenanigans. Very strange. It also does mean that I guess German volunteers actually left during the Civil War. But it does mean, again, that the British and the Americans are no longer here. So we do need to take Tehran. Move our way up to the Aral Sea. Cut this part of Iran from Tabriz, which I'm assuming is going to become the next capital. And we'll have to kind of take it from there. But it's going to be real messy, would be how I would phrase it. What are we missing? We're missing tactical bombers. Not a big deal. Okay, another Bollywood masterpiece. Move our way up to Tehran. Take back the capital. Again, this will be connected by rail. We want to get you guys split in half. I don't know what that'll really do for us. I mean, I'm hoping that it kind of breaks the AI in some capacity, but it might lead to them pushing further towards the Bandar Abbas, which is not exactly what we want to see. Okay, I want to take a look at Iran. They are at 39. Capital is in Tabriz. It's worth 3. You're worth 1. I mean, those are all the cities we can actually see, though. It's like, we need to go to Tabriz. No matter what. Sino-Tibetan talks. Years after this limbo state between China and Tibet, the Chinese government has finally sent a serious delegation to Lhasa. This time, they intend to fully reincorporate Tibet into its part of China, and at this time, they have the proper power to back up their claims. We need to maintain this buffer. Okay, Tibet. Tibet is currently leaning towards the status quo. We have 85 political power. Promise international recognition. Remove 20 days from the talks. I'm assuming this leans towards something that China has, but I don't know what it is. PCPA riots. 60% chance Tibet negotiation leaning goes down by 1.5. 40% chance that Tibet is added to the Indian sphere. Politics will change. TCP will become the ruling party. Marginal. So I'm guessing, will this just break? Will war just break out if we do this? Fuck it, why not? We'll press the button. It's now leaning towards India -1. So presumably we got the 60% chance, but that is okay. Well, maybe we'll get another chance. Like, how popular is the TCP right now? 12%? Not horrible. Not horrible by any means. Let's try to secure our position around Tehran. The Associated Freed has declared war on the Moscow Red Army. Once again, we'll see how that goes. Why can I not take you? Oh, because you're a little bit more expensive. Ah, you know what? Fuck it. We'll take the cheaper one. Should be fine. Okay, strive for national unification is great. You know what? Actually, I want to go to curb regional autonomy. Give us some more political power gain and a little bit more stability. And again, that should have unlocked. No religion dividing the workers. I don't know what this does, but we'll take it. And, you know, we'll stream British collaborators just one more time for good measure. Just one more for old time's sake. And the two... Okay, no, not the two Soviet governments, but the North government and the South government are at war. That is fine by me. Thing is, like, once America or anyone gets a foothold in Germany, like, again, they're fighting a three-way civil war. Like, they're not going to win. Like, that is just an inevitability that they collapse. Parents has declared war on the Free Mon state. I'm a little disappointed you got pushed back, but, you know, it is what it is. Take another push towards Tabriz. Captures the airport, allows us to bring our aircraft a little bit closer. Japan, Treaty of Honolulu. After years of occupation, the desire for Japanese freedom has finally been heard. After the administration's efforts in appeasing the Americans, combined with their growing fear of Chinese expansion within the Pacific, the United States of America has allowed the negotiation of restoring full Japanese sovereignty. These long negotiations have ended in the halls of Anaheim, where American and Japanese delegates officially signed a Treaty of Honolulu, ending the occupation and officially recognizing Japan as an independent nation, returning Japanese sovereignty to the control of the Japanese government. However, the treaty has also allowed the Americans to maintain their military bases and occupation of Pacific Islands, which is upsetting news for most of the opposition. China has declared war on Tibet. The Chinese invasion of Tibet. The Republic of China army has crossed into the border of Tibet. While outsiders have called this an act of war, China's recognition of Tibet as a Chinese province means that the official narrative is that this is an operation is a regular warlord extermination process for national reunification. In addition, the Chinese have demanded the unconditional surrender of the Kashag. Tibet has called for international action against Chinese aggression, but only India has expressed a strong position on the matter. Tibet requests support. Chinese soldiers across the river and are threatening to annex Tibet by force. If we allow this to happen, we are opening direct routes for the nationalist imperialist Chinese to threaten the stability of our home region. Of course, we will stand behind Tibet. Political power plus 100. Tibet gets thrown into the Indian sphere. We can then send plus 2 divisions, which I'm assuming actually is going to be 3, because the base one is 1. Gets events. India backs Tibet. Following the Chinese invasion to Tibet, India, led by Subhas Chandra Bose, has announced the formation of a volunteer legion to help Tibet combat against Chinese imperialism. In addition, India has also promised to provide Tibet with all necessary military assistance in an effort to stop this violation of Tibetan sovereignty, while also attacking the so-called United Nations Security Council member state failure to uphold its own international laws. China has responded by issuing a stern warning to India. Experts have expressed worries that this conflict might escalate. Okay, so we can send some volunteers. We can send 3 divisions. What are you? You are the military district. You are a combat width of 6. You are ass. If I were to switch you to be regular infantry, you have so much anti-tank. You know what? Actually, let's make a new infantry division. Duplicate, but with what are you? You are single company, but with none of this fancy shenanigans on it. Just the base infantry, because you don't have anti-tank. You don't have any support equipment either, which is not great. But we can then switch you to be the new... You just require... Do the basic infantry just have anti-tank equipment? Oh, they do. Just by default now. Okay. But we will send... people volunteer army. Let's just send, like... Actually, how strong are you? 16 combat width? So are you then light infantry? Okay, so you're the ones who do not... Okay, so I see. So actually I want to split you guys into being the light infantry, which are not actually even listed here. Can I switch you to be light? Okay, so you already have some light infantry. But I want all of you to be light infantry for now. I guess 5 points. Do I not have my... the mod that makes these cheaper? I guess not. Maybe it's not installed. We'll save this up. And then we'll transfer you guys to be light infantry. And then, after that, we're going to bring, let's just say, these 3 boys. Give you our, we'll go with Chen Jie Dao. We will send you to Tibet. Anything else we can do with you? 5 more points. Or peasant agitation. We're at 5.5, which still seems pretty bad. It won't take you right now. Destabilize the cells. There's 5 more points for Bhutan. Go 5, 15. You're still looking good. And you're still also expensive. Operations. We're not technically at war with you yet. Escalate the conflict. Is more than a month. Let's just send 2 more divisions in. We can save some points for that. Who else borders you? Afghanistan, barely. Influence your politics. We don't have weapons. I don't want to spend 70 points on any of that. Let's just do some government donations then. We'll do some more urban agitation. Follow that with another meeting with you. God damn it. But we can do some Brahmin relocation scheme decisions. Down to the countryside. In line with the principal ideals of Netaji, Brahmins and the Krishyatiyas across India who adhere to the reactionary beliefs are now facing punishment for their actions. Members of the Balisana, heeding the call to send the reactionaries down to the countryside, have forced them out of their homes and escorted them to rural villages, where they'll be forced to collaborate with other less desirable members of foreign caste. Even members of the government have not been excluded from this. The daughter of P.V. Gopalan, a high-ranking official at the Ministry of Transport and a known supporter of both England and the bourgeois democracy, has been forced to leave her home in Delhi's Kawal Bag neighborhood and relocate to the Dalit village in the rural Bihar region. Other members of the Brahmin Krishtariya reactionary feudal class, who have been more sympathetic to revolutionary causes, have not yet been subject to forced relocation, although they have been asked, or in many cases, pressured to follow their peers and relocate to the villages. Okay. Our volunteers now going the way to Tibet. How many troops does China have right now? 16 and 90. We're only at 22? Oh, God. Our army sucks, man. I think we need to... Let's deploy these infantry. I know they're kind of garbage. I think we need more light infantry. So let's get those guys going. 4 we'll assign to you for the time being. Shit, man. I thought we had more than this. What are you missing? You're missing motorized anti-tank, light tank support equipment. You're missing... we need so much anti-tank. We need so much everything, though. That's kind of like the problem. Do it this way, then, instead. At least for right now. There's our improved shells. Do you have anything new for industry? You're all 55. 55 is reasonable. 10%, 15%. Let's go for mass production. It's going to take about a year, but that's okay. Be back to Tehran. I don't think Tabriz will be enough to get Iran on side, but I will try our best. Leopoldville. I mean, we're slowly winning. Not by, like, a ton, but, I mean, by a little bit. And where do we want to send these divisions? So I'm trying to see, like, what's... Okay, so this is impassable terrain. No, that's where the border is. The deep line is impassable terrain, which actually they don't have. There's no impassable terrain in Tibet, which I'm kind of surprised by. Again, there is in Kaiserreich. We could just have troops stationed in Lhasa and just try to make sure the capital doesn't fall. It's a possibility for us. How many troops do you guys have? 2 to 12? Not that great. And again, problem with us is our military actually is doggy doo-doo. I feel like I've been saying doggy doo-doo a lot recently, but it's absolutely true. It's really, really bad. Well, you can spend some more points to fight malaria. I'll be a nice guy like that. Push you up this way. We did take Tabriz. Is that not enough to kill you, really? You're at 21%? You piece of shit. Fuck you. But taking a handful of smaller provinces, it does count against war score. It's not just cities. It's mostly cities, but it's not exclusive to cities. So if we take a handful of provinces here, you know, we get a handful of states that still switch towards the constitutional government. That still will benefit them. Where do I send these troops? I'm gonna go here. I think seems like an okay start. But I'm really not happy about it. Do we have any idea about how many factories China has? Like, what is your output right now? 14 to 25. 18. We have a better civilian economy than they do. We're not militarized nearly enough. So once these are done, we're still at 40%. 50%, 50%. Get those going. Because we're still on civilian economy. Yikes. The French Republic has joined ETC. The Americans have now landed near Berlin. So, I mean, America, you're just going to win, right? Like, I mean, Germany has a lot of troops with it because they have the Civil War, but America also has a lot of men. I think the U.S. is just going to win. Also, they've also landed in the Netherlands as well. But I will say for the time being, it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up. Not doing it, always thumbs down. You want to see more? Subscribe. And goodbye.